Welcome to another episode, everyone. This individual says he knows who killed this famous LA rapper and that he's about to expose it. The question is many-fold. Should he be exposing this? Is this any of his business? Some are saying that this stems from what Munchie B said there on Clubhouse TV when he said that he passes a drink back and forth with the individual that killed Drakeo the Ruler, the famous LA Inglewood Blood rapper. Let's get into it. This is Poetic Flakko, T-Rail. They have a channel together now. And Poetic Flakko says that he knows who killed this famous LA rapper. And that since he is a journalist, it is his duty to expose this. T-Rail is somewhat agreeing with this. That was my take on it anyway. Poetic Flakko, they say, has moved to Texas from Los Angeles to Texas. And therefore, perhaps feeling like he's a lot safer there and can then make these sort of accusations and allegations. Hell, I even heard Adam22 say that this puts Flakko in a bit more danger speaking like this. But again, he's no longer in Los Angeles. I don't know if this is going to put him in danger or not, and I'm not advocating for such. I'm just covering what he is saying about this famous LA rapper's death and that he for sure knows who did it and that the individual that did it is an artist. Again, many are surmising that he's gathering at least some of this information from the information that Munchie B conveyed there on Clubhouse TV, which Munchie B is indeed under fire for. Let's get into it.
Right.
Oh, so you're saying the bigger fish is an artist?
Yeah. Facts.
And you're saying that someone was murdered, but the murderer is not the bigger fish.
No. They're trying to tie the bigger fish into a grand conspiracy. I know that for a fact. But again, like that's been the holdup, right? The person who did it, they already got him like hook, line, and sinker. There's no rush. If you knew the circumstances, you would say there's no rush to even get that person in custody. There's no rush there because they obviously already got him, all right? But the bigger fish is the reason why they're building this conspiracy and they're not rushing to just get somebody they already got because, they've already got him, if that makes sense, right? So that bigger fish, though, that's the holdup. They're trying to build this like this grand conspiracy. Now, here's the thing, though. When I put out what I said, people and how they were reacting.
Well, I don't know what he means when he says that they're in no rush to get the individual that actually did the killing. Of course, the insinuation here is that an artist, a bigger fish, was behind the killing, ordered the killing, but someone else carried it out. And they know the individual that carried it out, and they also know the individual that ordered it is the implication. But they're just waiting to build their case before they even go and arrest the individual that carried it out. He says that they're in no rush to go in. You're in no rush. If he's a murderer, you're leaving him free to roam the street and you have evidence that he committed a murder. I understand he says that they're trying to cultivate a case on someone else. Nevertheless, you're still putting the public at risk, are you not?
There was not a street dude in LA that was shocked, right? Because niggas was coming to me like, oh man, hey man, you about to say it? Hey man, we want to see this. Because this is an open secret. The person who did it has been openly bragging about it, right? Like they claim this as a trophy. right? This is not no shocker for him, right? Like, like we all like already know who did it. But fortunately for them, I didn't know sooner, right? My source came from the actual police.
I didn't know who it was. Yeah, the streets be talking. Yes, of course, the streets are talking. That never changes, but it's just talk. Nothing has been confirmed. There's no evidence, really, because if there were, I'm assuming the person would be in custody. The individuals responsible would be in custody. So this is really all just conjecture. Nevertheless, Poetic Flakko apparently is making it clear that it is not conjecture on his part, that he has done his investigation and reached his conclusion that he knows the killer of this famous LA rapper. Now, of course, we are talking about Drakeo the Ruler. He's not mentioning him here, but that's who he's referring to. And he's talking about the artist YG when he talks about the individual responsible for his death that the authorities want so badly and are building a case against. We know this because of the information, if you will, that Munchie B just released their own Clubhouse that he's in hot water for, apparently. And so, people were saying that YG was responsible. But there's nothing to really support this. But according to Flakko, there is that I guess Poetic Flakko has more proof than the police. Because the police have done an investigation. And no one to this juncture has been arrested. Regardless of whether they're building a case and they know who did it. No one has been held accountable. So the police cannot feel like they just have ample proof, enough evidence to make an arrest because none has been made. And they have done an investigation and still have been unable to come up with enough evidence to book these individuals. So, Flakko, how do you have more information than the police? The police do not even have the information to make an arrest. But somehow Flakko does. This is what we call nasty work.
Police. And then once I got my source, I had to cross-identify and figure out what's going on. And then I got the full story. All right. But I know for a fact 100% who murdered that person. I know for a fact.
Without a shadow of a doubt, 100%.
100% I know who murdered that person. Right. I know who did it. I know for a fact why the police have not made an arrest yet. And people, for some reason, man, are upset about it. I'm like, hold on. Why do we want murderers to run free? Right? If we all are acknowledging that somebody killed somebody and we know they killed somebody based off some hate and shit, then why wouldn't we want that person locked up? Now, I'm not trying to get nobody locked up. I just feel like my job as a journalist is to say, listen, the police got you. Here's the paperwork where they got you. I'm just giving the information the police got. Now, I feel like as a street nigga.
So what you really doing is notifying the public that they've actually found who they've been looking for. That's just what you're saying your job is.
The fans have been wondering what's going on, what's the update. I'm letting them know. No, the world already know who killed that person. It's kind of like here, right? Like the Tupac situation. All right. The world knew who killed Tupac, but for some reason, like Las Vegas PD.
How does the world know who killed this individual? The world does not. I don't know. How does the world know who killed this famous, and we're not talking about Tupac, he's talking about a famous LA rapper. He's talking about Drakeo the Ruler. And again, no arrests have been made. So how does the world know and the police don't even know? Because if the police knew, I'm assuming arrests would have been made. Perhaps they are investigating. Perhaps arrests are imminent, forthcoming. I don't know. But Flakko is here talking like he has inside information on this case, that he says that the authorities know who did it for sure, that he knows who did it, and that the only reason they haven't made an arrest yet is because of this, that, and the other. And in fact, he gave the police a time frame to expose the individuals involved, or he will. He gave them 1 month. And he's now saying that he feels like this is his job as a journalist to help get murderers off the street. And why would you not want a murderer off the street? It's his position. Let me know what y'all think in the comments.
Was just, like dragging their feet. I'm not about to allow another Tupac situation. I'm letting people know this is who did it. The police know who did it.
Hasn't know. The world don't know. The world didn't know who did it. The ghetto knew.
Who?
The ghetto.
The world did not know, bro.
But the world don't know. The ghetto knows, but
wait, the Tupac or
Tupac? The world did not know.
Bro, he did an interview with Vlad TV, like letting the world know that he did it. Like
I mean, at that point,
he wrote a book.
Point, yes, but it was 30 years before that came out.
Listen, he wrote a book, right?
But there's 30 years go by before that happened, though. It wasn't like the world knew in 2005 and 2010.
Not the world knew when detective dropped the recording of his I forgot what it's called, like his proffer, right? Is he dropped the recording of Keefe D confessing this. And like he confessed this when like he got like booked for like the drug charges, and they told him, "Yo, listen, just tell us what you know about the death of Biggie Smalls and Tupac, and you get I think it's like we can't use nothing you said here against you." And he told them all that information, and he was safe as long as he never repeated that information outside that proffer. But he didn't like understand like what a proffer did. A proffer only protects what you said here. The minute you leave this proffer and start talking about it on Vlad TV and in books, nigga, they can use that against you. Right?
So what did he say in the proffer?
Oh, he read down the entire thing. Pac jumped my nephew. We drove around looking for Pac. We found Pac accidentally because while we were leaving, Pac was out the car like talking to some hoes. That's how we said, "Oh, yo, that's Tupac," and then we made a U-turn. So he ran down the entire murder, right? And he even said that Diddy had $1 million up, right? And that Diddy is who put the money up. So the proffer already existed, right? But for some reason, people felt like they were too terrified to actually make a report. Can you imagine if there was somebody as brave as me during that era who would have made a video saying, "Yo, he did it," and the streets know this, right? Now, T-Rel.
Let me
based on what I said,
are you able to put the context clues together? You know what you're talking about, Terrell?
Yeah, I've been following Flakko. I know exactly who we're talking about. That's why I said the world don't know, but the ghetto knows. The ghetto know exactly what's going on, but they definitely probably also interested to see if Flakko is going to be correct. And if he is correct, it's going to open a lot of shit, bro. And if he's correct, it's going to be a lot of talking. Because, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. These motherfuckers in the ghetto, these gangbangers now, they've been talking way too much, man. They've been chatty-pattying the whole time, and Flakko ain't finna do nothing but give them something extra to talk about. You feel me? They just finna give him something extra to talk about. And if he is correct, it's finna be a lot of why you.
Wait, when did you find out though, T-Rel?
When did I find out?
With the hair, how long have you been knowing who the killer was? Again, don't really give no details, no clues. Just give a time frame. A year, 2 years, 10 years, right when it happened. How long have you been knowing who the killer was? What? We like couldn't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, the police can hear you too.
I don't know, man.
Bro, you keep breaking up.
I'm breaking up still?
Yeah. What? Like now, we can hear you.
Who? How long have you known who killer is? And I don't know who the killer is. Nobody's business, but the killer and the dead. The police, I guess. I mean, if they not, I don't know. I don't really get these sort of conversations being had here on the internet. If the police have not arrested anyone yet, then they don't know who the killer is, and you don't know either. Yes, there's speculation. Yes, there's speculation in the ghetto about some of these famous murders that have transpired. Yes, many of us have a hypothesis on what happened with these situations, but nothing is concrete, actually, because we were not there. We have to be careful with putting jackets on individuals and talking about solving cases. You're playing around talking about how brave you are. And you're talking about putting people, well-known, reputable individuals in prison for the rest of their life. If they took one person out, they're unafraid to take out another. This content is, this content and this money that they're getting for this content, for these views, is not going to end well for some of these people. I'm telling you. They really think that some of this stuff is a game. And it's not.
Year, 10 years, what?
No, I can't tell you that, man. But I just know niggas been knowing, man.
Damn. Wait though, so
I can't tell you
I'm
that,
confused
man.
though, bro. Wait, I'm confused though. So niggas been knowing what's been going on, right? But then I make a post and niggas acting like I'm the police. How I'm the police when niggas when the entire city knows who did it?
Man, these niggas just need something to talk about, man. That's all they finna do, man. The niggas that's calling you doing content. That's all it is, man. You ain't.
Damn right. I'm doing content just like y'all doing content. And the thing is, the difference is that you say, how am I snitching when the whole city knows? Well, the whole city knows amongst themselves. They're not making videos about it and post about it. You have a big audience, a big following, and you're making posts and putting together crimes for your audience, then that's different than me feeling like I know what happened and I'm talking to my bro about it on the street corner having a drink or in the barber shop or something, and we're having this conversation. That's a bit different. That's what he means by everyone knows, the city knows, or whatever. Okay. But that's not for content per se. That's the difference. That's why they're saying that you're snitching by putting this out there. We may speak amongst ourselves about what transpired there and why, but you're putting it together in real time out there, many different cases and many different situations and scenarios, and pointing the fingers at many different people for murders. And do what y'all do.
Nah.
You doing but you are the police. You know what I'm saying? Because you finna point niggas to the right direction. That's all it is, bro. You are the police. This been happened long time ago. The ghetto know what's going on because there was 30, 40, 50, 60 motherfuckers there. How could the ghetto not go? How could the ghetto not know? These niggas, that shit traveled like a fucking wildfire. It was going crazy. Niggas still going walking the goddamn street. Ain't nobody say nothing. Nobody want to figure it out. So it could be some shit like you said. Yeah, the police don't want to figure it out. The police don't give a fuck because you didn't already beat the system a couple times. So fuck him and that murder. You know what I'm saying? And if the internet ain't pressing the line, then oh well. Because usually they press the line on shit when the internet detectives start getting into shit. And right now, that's what you're finna do. You're finna lead the pack of the internet detectives. And soon as you do that, this motherfucking fire is gonna be so crazy. It's gonna be like that Malibu fire, like that Palisade fire. It's gonna go crazy.
Yeah. Keep on encouraging this sort of behavior. Keep on thinking that this is a game, T-Rail, and encouraging this individual fire like the. First of all, that's a bad analogy because people lost their lives in that fire, lost their homes and their possessions. This is just some nonsense content. Secondly, this is not a game. And it's not just for content, and you're naming people in murder cases. Someone's going to take umbrage to that. Someone's family members, talking about getting people RICOs and this and that. And then T-Rail is saying it like, well, since the police haven't solved it and the internet is not doing their thing, you just doing your thing, solving a murder. Like, he agrees with this. He agrees with Flakko running around trying to solve the murders of gang members, supposedly perpetrated by another gang member. Somehow that strikes me as a dangerous business to be in. I mean, common sense dictates to me that if this individual murdered before, so much so that I have information that he committed a murder, what would lead me to believe that he would not do it a second time and take me out to keep his secrets a secret? This happens all of the time. But when you think that everything is watered down in a game, and when you're money hungry and chasing money and fame here on this internet, you will relinquish your self-respect, your ethics, and your moral compass. You'll become devoid of that, destitute of it, in search of wealth. Nevertheless, understand, all money is not good money. Some of this money could indeed cost you dearly. I want to be careful about what I say. I'm certainly not here to threaten anyone. It's really none of my business. I'm just covering this. I did find it interesting. But hey, y'all do what y'all do, internet detectives, and solve these cases at your own discretion.
Easy.
But will Flacco catch heat for this? Is he like a snitch? Is he?
Man,
People gonna be on it like?
Yeah, I'm a snitch. Yeah, yeah, nigga.
Oh yeah, he's a snitch for sure.
Listen, damn right. Listen, damn right, I'm a rat, nigga. I don't care. But right, damn right. Listen, bruh.
All y'all snitches for sitting here listening to this and laughing and smirking about it. Y'all got smirks on y'all face. All y'all rats. Straight up. Sitting here listening to someone talking about he about to solve a murder case on a gang member, and you're okay with it, and you're on a podcast with them. You encouraging this with your posture, your demeanor, and your words, your silent support. No, let's just call it how it is. I wouldn't trust nan one of y'all. Nan one of y'all on this pod. I wouldn't trust nan one of you. About the police, y'all find this too funny. Y'all willing to go to the police station with them, apparently. I said what I said.
I feel like people at this point is like, who's the rat? Like the niggas who've been bragging and talking about this and admitting to doing it, or the nigga who found out from the police and is saying, hey, bruh, this what I know, my nigga. If you did it, hey, man, if you did it, man, cut the ankle monitor off and get out of Dodge, nigga.
I don't think he's going to get a lot of slack from him. He's going to get a lot of slack from one area. From the other area, from the fans that he's talking about, like they're going to love him. They're going to love him unconditionally if Flakko actually figures this out and he's correct. He's going to be loved.
Yeah. I've had enough of this. I'm about to get at this. Is wild work. What am I doing? What am I listening to here, man? What the hell? They gonna love him? No, bro, no. I thought T-Rail was from the street. What is he talking about? Maybe I'm mistaken. I thought he was a member. Clearly I'm wrong. No, bro, they're not going to love him. Yes, they may, one of or two of Drakeo the Ruler's fanatics may appreciate Flakko's efforts. But the individuals that he's talking about snitching on also have people that love them, gang members, real live ones that are alive. And these individuals he's talking about snitching on are alive. We're not talking about some fans that doesn't know this individual that passed away. We're talking about personal love, family members, gang members who swore to an oath. And if you publicly put this member in jail, there's no walking back around LA, bro. Knock it off. You better stay right out there in Texas. You're doing too much. You've been doing a lot already, exposing a lot of gang culture and all of this, even when you were in LA, and somehow getting away with it. But this will just be a little bit too much, I would think, for the appetite of the gang members there in Los Angeles. What I know about the culture, I think that this would probably tip the scale not in his favor. But what do I know? Things are so watered down now. You know, people do all sorts of things on this internet and say all sorts of stuff here on the internet. Charleston White dissing people's hood, dead homies, and all of this stuff. Mamas, dead children, you name it. Nothing. So I don't know, but I wouldn't do it. I would be careful, knowing what I know about LA and the LA cultures. It's not safe, even now. Even though it's not the same, it is not safe. It is not sweet, bro. Like people are making it out to be on this internet. It is not sweet like that. You're going to get the wrong impression of LA listening to these Charleston Whites and Poetic Flakkos because they've been able to get away with it thus far. It doesn't mean anything. It's like a drunk driver, you know. It's don't drink and drive. Man, I've been doing it for 30 years. Never had an accident. Then you walk out the house and kill yourself. It doesn't mean that you're never going to have one. It just means that it hasn't happened yet. That's all. Sooner or later, it'll catch up to you. Keep doing it. The more that you do it, the more opportunity there is for you to get caught up into it. I would just say for everyone to be careful and mind their own freaking business. What do I know? You want to be out here solving gang murders in LA, go right ahead. Solve some KKK murders. Solve some of them. There's still many of them going around.
I start putting, you know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna put the hashtag of what they already put for this man, dog. But they're gonna love Flakko, bro, unconditionally, because no one has came out and said.
Look at Flakko. He just eating this up. I ain't seen a smile on his face that big. He can't sit still. When T-Rail saying they gonna love you, man. They gonna love Flakko for finding his killer. He's talking about snitching on YG. Let's just call it. That's what he's talking about. A gang member, a famous rich rapper who also have people that love him. He's a blood. You think you can just snitch on him, get him in prison for the rest of his life or something, and then what? Just walk in LA like nothing happened? Nah, bro. Y'all been reading too many books and watching too much Oprah. You've been listening to too many Charleston Whites. I'm telling you, man, it's not sweet like that. It's not sweet like that in LA. It is not sweet like that. It's not going to happen like they going to love you. They going to love you. Yeah, they love dead people. They love your ass from the grave. We love a lot of people that's in the cemetery. They can still love you from where you at. You better be careful. This is not a game. And he laughing, eating it all up. Now, he really just encouraged him. T-Rail just, I can't believe what I'm listening to and what I'm watching here. He's really encouraging this individual, telling him that he's going to get all of this love from Drakeo the Ruler's fans when he solves the case. Man, this is why these dudes out here doing this sort of stuff, getting this kind of advice, this kind of information from individuals who should really know better. No, bro. Y'all think this is a game. There's no way. If I'm wrong, then I'm really done with this here game. Shakes. I mean, man, you can do this kind of stuff and it's just all good. It's time to bow all the way out of the game. It's time to go.
This shit. Not even his siblings. You hear me? So
Which is crazy, right?
it's finna be crazy, bro. I'm finna be waiting too because I want to react to it too. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a rebuttal.
Hold on, bro.
I got a rebuttal.
Hold on real quick. Hold on, man.
What?
Because yo, listen.
I can't wait.
Because I'll be real, bro. A lot of LA reaction channels have DM me and hit me up saying, man, hey, bro, when that shit dropping, bro? So niggas,
They can't wait.
who know the information, niggas who know the information don't want to say it themselves. They want for me to say it, so now they can.
So they can
I'll
add
be real
on
though.
to
When
it.
this shit drops, listen. When this shit drops on T-Rail, this gonna feed LA content for probably like what, a year? Because
you gotta be so detailed to where when those other LA YouTubers and bloggers get into it, they can't mix your story up. Because there's gonna be a lot of stories being mixed up, and then people's not gonna know who to believe. So we don't know who to believe once these motherfuckers start going into their stories and their accounts of what happened, who was there, who wasn't there. This story isn't true. Then at that point, niggas gonna be like, man, this shit trash. This is not even real. This is not legitimate. You feel me? So when you break this down, it's gonna have to leave like no shadow of a doubt that this story is true. So I can't wait to see it.
Hey, but though, like, bro, like, and the reason why though, like, it's kind of like it's gonna be like surreal because I feel like nobody has ever put like a face. Like, it's one thing to say like certain names, but I have the nigga face. Like, yo, this the nigga who did it. And it's somebody like for the most part that ain't really cracking like that. Right? Right? Like this is like an introduction to like a new character in this space. Right? You feel me? And it's like, yo, I'll be real, man.
But how do you know that he did it? I mean, I know Flakko was being sued or threatened to be sued by the individual with the video that he did titled Racist Begging for Help Now. He threatened to sue Flakko or is suing him. Corey Holcomb sent a cease and desist to Flakko, threatening a lawsuit for some of the content he'd been running on him. But I would assume that whomever you're talking about naming, if they have not been arrested for this, could indeed sue for defamation or something. I'm not encouraging any of this. I'm just saying you have to be careful with your content. He's already been sued a couple of times and all of that. You point the finger at someone for murder, and again, the police are not even pointing the finger at this individual, at least not as of yet. And it's been some years since this man has been dead. So you can say all you want that they know who did it. They know who physically did it and who sent the person to do it. They know both of these. They can go arrest the person who did it now, but they're just waiting to build the case on the individual that sent him before they go make that arrest even. Okay. How do we know that this is true? Again, they're just letting this murderer run the street while they built a case on this other individual. They can go arrest him and put the heat on the other individual. Go arrest him and he'll probably snitch on the other individual. Yeah, he sent me. Get me out of here. This is how the game works these days. So all of this sounds suspicious anyway. What proof do you have that this man committed this crime? Again, you are saying that you have more proof than the police. Because if they had proof, there would have been an arrest. Someone would be in prison. Someone would be in jail fighting the case, going to trial. The government putting on their case against the individual who they accuse of the crime. This has not happened as of yet. We can say all we want is going to happen, and that's all speculation. As far as I'm concerned, you can say that you have all the, so the police are just sitting here talking to you about their investigation into a murder so that you can get on YouTube and say all of this stuff. Expose their investigation? No, man. These dudes crazy. No, that's not how it works, bro. No. So this is all just guessing. You may think in your heart, you know, circumstantial evidence. You put the circumstances together and say it all adds up and points back to this individual. Okay, that's not evidence, though. If it were, the individual would be locked up. So again, you have more evidence than the police. You know who did it more than the police know. Who has actually actively investigated this case. And after their investigation, to this point, no one has been held accountable. So they haven't come up with enough to hold anyone accountable for this. But you have. You've come up with enough to hold someone accountable to where you undoubtedly know who did this. The police don't undoubtedly know who did it, but you do? Damn. What type of detective are you? The Black Columbo.
I don't know why I gotta be the bad guy every time, but I'll be real, man. Yo, T-Rail, when I drop this, give it a view prediction first day, man.
250. No, 400,000.
Nah, 250
I'll give
seems
it
right?
First day, 24 hours.
First day, first day give you 100K, and then after that, it's gonna hit $1 million. It'll hit anywhere between 500 to $1 million.
Okay.
And
you gonna roll out some clips before? Some teasers?
Nah,
some
fuck them clips, nigga.
Hey, I'll be real because we dropped this shit when? We dropped this at like 4, right? Yeah. Listen, what I'm gonna do for our Friday episode, right? I'm gonna drop the teaser and the trailer in the beginning of the Friday episode at 4. Wait for it to drop and then drop the video at 5. Right. You feel me? But I'll be real though. It's kind of fucked up that we doing a view prediction here when somebody's life is at risk right here. No, but
no, it's not. You know, I was already going to chime in and say that's all they concerned about. Clearly, what is he saying? Well, how many views you think it's going to get in the first day? And they all start guessing. That's all they concerned about. Yes, someone lost their life. And if you're so concerned with getting the murderer off the street, that should be your motivation. Not how many views it's going to get. That's all you're thinking about, clearly. Oh, man. Let's see. I'll give this a couple more minutes. Apparently, they were live here and it went on for 1 hour and 9 minutes. Not going to happen. Give it a couple more and see what else he has to say. We out.
You know what I'm saying? It's not fucked up to a certain extent because what you're doing is letting the people know what nobody has ever let the people know, and you kind of giving people closure on a situation that they wanted closure for. You're giving them closure to a certain extent, and then if it get picks up, then it's the amount of closure you're gonna have if this person gets convicted of whatever this crime may have been. Then closed case, then I think you've done a good job, you feel me, on your part, on that person's fans' part. You know what I mean? That's on the fans. The ghetto, of course, is not gonna like you. His enemies, of course, they not gonna like you, man. You feel me? But at this point of who you are, like me, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, yo, bro, I was in
Well, see, the thing is this, bro. The thing is this. And I'm just going to go ahead and say this. I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to say it anyway. If that's how you feel, then you should get out of the ghetto. You should not be a part of it in any way. Your content should have nothing to do with it. You should not profit off of the ghetto, benefit off of it. If you're going to denigrate and degrade the ghetto in that way, or the culture in that way, to where you're saying how much the fans of this individual is going to love him, but when you talk about the backlash he's going to receive, he says, well, F it, who cares? Like, what they say means nothing. How they feel about what you're doing means nothing. Yeah, you're going to get some backlash. Yeah, the ghetto and the gang members, his enemies, they're not going to like you, but so what? F them. What? Don't you make content on the ghetto and in the hood and all this? And this how you feel? Don't you have gang members on your podcast? This how you talking about gang members? The same with Flakko. Talk about gang members in a certain way, and they go sit on a podcast with them. But these individuals get away with this. That's why they can do this, bro. That's it. I don't have anything against T-Rail. I don't care. I'm just calling my content I'm calling it how I see it. This is nasty work. This is sickening. What are you talking about? You're encouraging this man to solve a murder, and then saying if the streets are upset about it, so what? F them. F those dudes. Do what you do, homie. Solve the case. Other people are gonna love you for it. That matters more than the people who are gonna hate you for it. Yeah, you keep on believing that. You can't be from the hood, bro. You can't be from the street for real. If this is what you believe, T-Rail, you're not from the street, homie. You're not from the hood either. I guess this is another bill. I guess it's up now.
Bro, I was in Vegas, right? And I'm walking out this spot.
As a matter of fact, I'm done. I had enough of these guys. That's it. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. There you have it. Flakko is about to solve a murder case. So he says. And according to T-Rail, he's going to be praised and revered once he does, especially if the individual is convicted and sent to prison. That's what T-Rail just said. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm done. Stay safe and stay free. These people crazy on this internet, man. The game is bananas. Whoa. Where's the masculinity? I'm glad I stay strong through it all, and I continue to stay strong and abide by the rules. Stay safe and stay free. People.